Hey, Colby, you know you shouldn't do
What's that?
is get in a ball pinching contest with a guy in a cup. How's it going, everybody? I'm Barry.
And this is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This.
Bombing music.
How's it going, guys? We are on the
the
third week of our animatronic.
It was puppets, and then it was like.
Well, this is sort of puppets, I guess, right?
Yeah, the animatronic dinosaur. It's
Right.
It's a little different, but.
And Colby has unearthed a B-rated gem of a movie from 1994. I think around the same time Jurassic Park came out.
Right, just shortly after.
And it is probably one of the first movies for Denise Richards and Paul Walker, and the late great Paul Walker.
Yeah.
It is called Tammy and the T-Rex from 1994. Colby, so can you tell us your inspiration for picking this movie?
So I've got a couple buddies who know that I enjoy bad movies, and somebody was like, I know you've seen this one, and I said, I have never even heard of it. And so then the hunt was on, and fortunately I found it on Shudder.
Uh-huh.
So I've got the Shudder channel through my Amazon Prime with my 30-day free trial.
Sorry,
mostly
guys,
just for this movie.
No Tubi this week. No Tubi exclusive.
I know. I actually looked there first.
It seems like they would have had it first, right?
Right.
But maybe it just rotated out.
It is right now it's a Shudder exclusive.
Oh, okay. Because Shudder wants to retain those rights to these little gold nuggets.
Right.
Oh man, I really actually when you brought up this movie to me, I was just really surprised of who was in it.
Because I knew Denise Richards because she's the tag on this one. But yeah, it wasn't even until I started watching and I was like, that's Fast and Furious guy. And then I was like, oh my God, that's the guy from Weekend at Bernie's. He's the mad scientist.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised. You know what I'm more surprised about is that Paul Walker didn't get a lot more roles during the 90s. He had that very 90s look as a teenage heartthrob type of dude.
Yeah.
I mean, he's he was 6-something feet, blonde,
right,
with just a killer smile.
Right. Yeah, he's a Keanu Reeves. He's like the if Bill was more attractive. From Bill and Ted.
Yeah, and it's so crazy. I mean, after this, I think Denise Richards started to take off more. She did, I think, 3 years later, she did Starship Troopers,
right,
one
and
of
then
Wild Things. Oh, I'm gonna tell you right now, Wild Things got me through not having internet. Well, I think so I watched Wild Things because Neve Campbell was in it.
Okay.
And that's when the Scream started. The Scream series really started.
Yep.
And all that stuff. And then that's when the internet was really slow. And I heard there was boobs in this one, and it was Denise Richards boobs. It's the first time I've ever seen Denise Richards. I was really upset I didn't get to see Neve Campbell's boobs in there. But Denise Richards was such a classic 90s hottie.
Yes. Yeah, she was in a bunch of things, and she was always played
super
the
hot.
similar part. Yeah.
Yeah, I think she was typecasted as the hot girl.
Right.
I don't, but for this movie, it was actually pretty surprised because I mean, for how ridiculous Tammy and the T-Rex is, I think she really tried her hardest.
Yeah. No, I'm like she sells it that she's in love with a dinosaur.
I mean, she is kissing it. She's stroking it gently. It was a little awkward, but I really thought when I got to this movie, I know it was her first movie, and she probably had no business trying to phone it in for a paycheck.
Right.
But I totally thought she was just gonna.
You know what? her working on this one may be what ended up selling her later on. They were like, "What if you could do that to a dinosaur? What can you do to
Matt Dillon's face?"
Yes,
because that is still ingrained in my memory. Where Nev Campbell pours champagne all over Denise Richards' boobs, and then Matt Dillon motorboats those suckers. But like it would have been nice to see like if like Denise Richards was given more of a chance to expand her acting range.
Right.
Because this was like really funny, and I think she didn't phone it in. She tried with everything, like every scene she was trying to be, even though if it was a little bit over dramatic. But I mean, when you look at the premise of the movie, it's like, how else are you supposed to act with this, right?
Right. Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna get into we're gonna go into our summary of the full movie. I decided to start to cut these a little bit shorter. That way we get like towards the end. If you guys are used to our earlier episodes, towards the end we can start having
do a little
more talking
chit chat about it.
So we're gonna start the movie with Denise Richards. She's doing like aerobics, which is really big in the 90s.
Totally.
And Paul Walker is our protagonist, one of our main protagonists. And it looks like they've been like in like a little high school type of like love thing going on.
He's a football star kind of.
Well,
or he's at least a football player.
Yeah, he's a football player. But it seems like he's been trying to court her. He tries to give her like a bracelet on a rose, but she's like, I can't accept this because I have a crazy ex-boyfriend and I don't want you to get dragged into that drama.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, when you got teenage hormones going through you, you don't care. You're just trying to get in there, But, obviously, like, her crazy ex-boyfriend shows up. They get into a fight. This is where it proves that elbow drops are very effective, I guess.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely a professional wrestling kind of fight. And it shows that it doesn't matter if you're on the football team, doesn't mean you know how to fight. Because he certainly gets an ass whooping.
Well, it looks like he might be like an older guy. Well, I mean, he's like 27 in this role.
Right, the actor is, but...
But like in the story-wise, it seems like he's like maybe like a 2 years older type of guy. Girls get into guys that are like out of high school because they seem more mature.
Yeah, maybe that's it. They were dating in high school and he graduated or got kicked out or whatever.
Something like that. One of the things though that did surprise me is like this guy's on the football team, so where are his like football bros?
Oh yeah, nobody stood up. It is
the early 90s, and football stars or football players in high school were like glorified. But you know what? They're probably practicing so they wouldn't lose again. But and so they get into it. Weirdly enough, they end the fight in a ball pinching match, which Paul Walker wins.
Right.
And can you tell me why?
Because it's stopped by the police. Because it was what was it like? It was a testicular
twisting, or and then one of the cops asked Paul Walker, "Don't you have any balls, son?"
He's like, I was wearing a cup.
Which, a good football player should be doing.
How hard does the bully think he was if he was holding on to that for a good 45 seconds to a minute, pinch squeezing it, and didn't realize it was a cup?
Oh, man. At this point, Paul Walker tries to get back to Denise Richards, but then she sort of runs away in a comedic fashion, and she's like, "Leave me alone." We're just like, come on, like he just fought your ex-boyfriend,
right? And she didn't really want guys fighting over her, and she doesn't, I think her ex is like a fighter, so she wanted somebody who wasn't like that. So
yeah. A lot of reasons that don't get explained.
Right.
But yeah, so later on where like Paul Walker's, laying down in bed, Denise Richards calls him and is like super sorry, and she's all like, "Do you want to come over?" Which, Paul Walker, yes, I will climb up your house to get in there.
Climb up the trellis to go in the back window.
But this is where it really spells trouble for Paul Walker, because as he's climbing into her home, he gets caught by Billy, who is the ex-boyfriend, his little gang of girls or whatever.
Yeah, he's got the two girls who follow him, and he's got a couple
like boys,
goofy
and
buddies.
like yeah, just goons.
Yes.
And so before Paul Walker can home run it, gets a home run, for some reason they storm, Billy storms this house,
oh yeah, they just push mom and dad just right out of the way because they're just like, no, we're going upstairs to see what's going on with Tammy.
Just like Mark Wahlberg did in Fear. Just break into this person's house and breaks into her bedroom, and Paul Walker makes his getaway. For some reason doesn't get in his car, instead he escapes on foot.
Well, I don't think he
he
had a car. I don't think he had a car with him.
No, he did. Remember, he had the truck.
Oh.
She's like, don't park that car in front of my house. So he parks it in the neighbor's house.
Oh, okay. And I'm just thinking that you see him walking towards the house, and I was like, oh, maybe he just walked. But no. You're right.
But for some reason, escapes on foot. He gets captured by them, and then gets Tiger Kinged.
Right. Well, first they give him a good old fashioned beat down again. It was 2 times in a row.
All right. And then, pretty much Carol Baskins him in a big cat sanctuary, which is, weird that you could just walk, sort of just cut some chains and you're all of a sudden in a wildcat sanctuary. Where I'm pretty sure lions sleep during the night, or do they? I don't know. I'm not a big cat person. I know panthers, but then that just might be me because it's a Black Panther.
I guess you get enough ruckus because the cars and stuff they drove him in.
Right.
Maybe he just wakes the cats up and they're like, midnight snack.
Yeah. I'm not gonna think about the technicalities, but then this lion starts to maim his neck or face.
Right. It just gnaws him until he's into a coma.
Yeah. But when we get to the day after where he's in the hospital, face is totally fine.
Yeah.
Not a scratch on it. He's just in the coma. Maybe the cat just gave him a good old licking. But Denise Richards finds out with her her gay best friend.
Right.
And they go to
and we don't mean that in a bad way. They super over stereotype him to make him the gayest person that you ever met.
He also looks about 30.
And he's black, and they also put him in tribal kind of very
very dashiki.
Yeah,
just very Afrocentric clothing, which was really I don't know. It's the early 90s, I guess, but
yeah,
it was pretty bad.
Things that would no longer be accepted,
right,
in a movie.
But he's in a coma. This is where we've been getting cuts of a mad scientist who for some reason has an animatronic dinosaur in his lab. And
yes.
He has a weird obsession with turning this dinosaur into a real person. So, or not a real person, but having it have its own mind. So it wants to put a human brain in it.
Right.
And so he hears that there's a coma patient and he wants to steal his brain. Unfortunately, it is Paul Walker who is in a coma.
Right, and luckily he has his parents are dead. He has no living relatives. He has
one uncle,
one drunk uncle.
He's sweet though. He seems very very sweet. But yeah, so he gets there and he his very hoey looking assistant.
Yep,
boobs out. I'm just saying, cleavage. I think injects him with something to make him flatline,
right?
And he just the most comical CPR is going on, and then he goes, it's very Kevin from The Office where he just I think he's dead. Call it.
Right, he jumps on him. He's like, live, live, live. Oh yeah, no,
he's dead.
He's dead.
And then he goes he's going to a better place now. Take him to the morgue. And so they try to steal his body, but as they're trying to put him in the car, he wakes up and constantly have to like knock him out.
Right, and the slutty nurse just cold cocks him and just
a couple times.
Yeah.
Like for some reason being knocked out is going to not make you wake up from someone just sawing into your head.
Right. Yeah.
Which is the next scene. Obviously, he is on a table, and it is like the most comical like surgery that I've seen in a long time. Where he's like, to make an omelet, you got to break a few eggs. And it is totally the most obvious bait and switch for the body prosthetics, But yeah, as they're cutting into his head, like before they can start sawing, she cold cocks him again.
Yep.
And then proceeds to saw around his head. And then when they do a long cut or like a long shot of it, it's totally a dummy.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's like in like Mad TV where they would show people falling. But as soon as they get to the body falling, it's like the obvious dummy.
Doll. Yep.
Yeah, doll.
Yep.
And then so he takes the brain out and then puts it in this salad bowl
full of like
Mountain Dew.
Lysol. Yeah. A Listerine.
And and it somehow connects it to the animatronic dinosaur.
Yes.
And so this is after this we this is a good chunk of our movie where it shifts from Paul Walker to Denise Richards. I mean, obviously, it's Tammy and the T-Rex, so
right.
And so he becomes cognitive enough that he's in a dinosaur.
Right, because it's supposed to take him 24 hours to come out of his coma, but immediately after the doctor leaves and leaves him with the little smart-ass doctor who doesn't believe in the brain theory, that thinks this should be just a computer controlling the dinosaur, and the
muscle.
The muscle, yeah, the big buff bodyguard.
The guy who knows karate. Unfortunately, he didn't know karate doesn't work on dinosaurs.
Does not know karate well.
But this is where we probably start to get a lot more comical. Because now we get really awesome dino kills.
Right. And it's a well-made dinosaur animatronic. I mean, it is.
Well, see, what I think is like after Jurassic Park was done, they took the same animatronics, but then they didn't like do any of the post-production. So it's just very like the animatronics without the post-production.
Yeah.
But we actually get really awesome kills in here. Like, what's it called? He bites the young doctor's head off.
Yeah.
And it's pretty like, the like if you've been following us, you know that we are a big fan of practical effects. And so, we get like a really good string, like skin string up, like little visual as it's pulling its head. It's pretty awesome. We get the kill with the karate guy.
Yes. That's a good old stomping.
Oh, it's what I imagine for you Magic the Gathering fans out there. It's what I imagine how Craterhoof gets over creatures. Oh man. But yeah, it's really well done. Just because as you see the dinosaur like stomping on it, there's like blood splurting. Oh, that's my fault. There's blood splurting all over the place, and the head gets squished, and later on you see the hoe nurse rolling him up like a fruit roll up.
Right, because they come in the next morning to find the dinosaur missing.
So gross.
And he looks like he's run over by a steamroller.
Yeah. But so after this he somehow goes to the party that he was supposed to go with Denise Richards.
Right. Yes, because that night he was supposed to go to after he goes to a payphone and tries to call her.
Oh, which is awesome.
And then realizes he can't talk because he's a dinosaur.
Well, he leaves a message and it's just him breathing. And I've been watching a lot of Criminal Minds during this time, and I was like, oh, she must think that's a serial killer.
Right.
But he ends up going to the party, obviously causing mayhem at the party after killing one of our more notable supporting actors in this movie. I forgot his real name, but you definitely see him in so many movies. The guy who pees on him.
Yeah.
He ends up killing Billy, the ex-boyfriend, as he's fornicating with the blonde girl, who's like obviously faking it.
Right. And she's obviously faking it, and then she sees the dinosaur and starts to scream. And
Billy's insecure.
And he then just immediately is like, I'm that good, aren't I? I'm that good.
Which can explain a lot of his bravado. We're getting more technical on the psychology side, but you can tell this is why he has so much pent-up anger.
Yes. Yep.
But yeah, he ends up killing Billy as he's trying to warn everybody. But he doesn't kill Denise Richards' best friend. He comically picks him up with his little tiny T-Rex hands, which we all know T-Rex hands don't do anything.
We haven't lived with dinosaurs. We don't know.
It just
Jurassic Park might have gotten it wrong.
It just scratches their belly after they're done eating. That's what those tiny hands are for.
I'm thinking, my brain goes all the way back to like old Ringo Starr caveman, and he got the Tyrannosaurus Rex, and he totally does it after he eats. His little hands rub his belly.
Oh man, but yeah, the next morning he goes to Denise Richards' house.
Yes,
and she freaks out, screams, and then all of a sudden they're in some barn.
Yeah.
Well, the T-Rex takes her.
Yep.
King Kong style. And then all of a sudden in this barn they're playing charades.
Yes. Because he tries to give her the same kind of flower he tried to give her earlier. He's pointing to the bracelet that he gave her with his little T-Rex hand. And yeah, then he's giving her the sounds like.
Yeah, if I had to pick a partner, it'd have to be Denise Richards.
She was impressive.
Because no other person would have got those hits.
Yeah.
But after finding out it's Michael, she's just like back in love.
Oh, totally.
Which I remember being in love. But I don't know if I could be in love with a T-Rex.
Right. I've been watching a lot of MTV's Catfish, and pretty much every time you will talk to somebody online for a year and you're madly in love with them, and then they show up and
it's a dude.
Yeah,
it's like a hermit-looking dude.
It is not what's in the picture. All of a sudden, you're like, yeah, I don't really love that person. But yeah, she's like, oh, it's Michael inside of a T-Rex. Still love you just as much.
And she's really selling it. I mean, just stroking this like T-Rex skin.
Yep.
Kissing its cheek. So I mean, I'm just saying, like, if you ever have a girl that's going to be down for you like that, let's keep her.
Right. Yeah, even if she's got a psycho ex-boyfriend.
Right. After that, they sort of go into this. It's very Scooby-Doo-ish where the doctor's trying to find its T-Rex. Denise Richards is trying to help the dinosaur Paul Walker escape because obviously he's killed some people in this T-Rex mode.
Right. They realize that they can hopefully move the brain out of the T-Rex back into the old Paul Walker body.
Yep. Finding out they can't because Paul Walker's body has already started decaying after a day.
And is completely both maggot and rat infested. Like, that was a poorly built casket. Right. Like, you should not have that much rodent into the casket
over a
that quickly.
Day. It's been maybe 2-3 days at most. But yeah, and so this is where Denise Richards and her best friend and then the doctor and the hoe nurse finally meet up, but Denise Richards gets the upper hand, ties him up. They go to the morgue to try to find Paul Walker a new body.
Yeah.
Her best friend's like, what about her? She's super cute. And she's like, it's a girl. Like,
I don't want a girl. And
he's like, neither do I.
I don't want one either, but she's good looking.
And then they go through this very comical let's bring bodies next to the window so he can see.
Right.
And then they don't get to choose one because the doctor and the hoe nurse start running away. And then this is where we get a high-speed chase of a T-Rex.
Right. And it's the first time that the police actually see the dinosaur.
Oh, man. And the doctor's like, they stole my T-Rex. In my mind, I'm like, is that a real T-Rex? It could be a prop. Like,
oh, right.
But then
especially because it's in a truck where it's like 90% covered.
Yeah, it's just the head and like the little T-Rex hand, which I still don't think it should be used so much.
I mean, it's like
flipping the bird.
Yeah, it's giving him the finger as it's driving away.
Oh man, but yeah, so they end up escaping after this long police chase. Very uncomfortable situation because there's a lot of like gay jokes in here.
Right,
but it's
because the sheriff,
the sheriff's son,
the best friend's dad is the sheriff.
Yeah,
and like the two deputies are like Barney Fife and then someone even dumber.
Yeah, you know. But yeah, it's a weird situation. I was like, I had to attribute it to it just being the 90s.
Right.
You know, but yeah, what's it called? The best friend ends up stopping them before they can get to Tammy. And then we get this very King Kong looking thing where Tammy's riding the dinosaur, but when it's shot from afar, it looks very claymation.
Oh yeah.
But it's awesome.
It's like so bad.
But like, what's it called? They spend the night in the same farmhouse that Tammy first realized it was Michael or Paul Walker,
right?
In its head. For some reason, the best friend's like, "Are you guys decent?" And this is where Colby attributes to maybe they had relations,
right? Because he walks up and he knocks and he's like, "Hey, you guys decent?" And she's like, "No, hold on."
Well, it could be just like how at the end of the movie she does a little show, so maybe that's it. Or she could have rubbed on parts.
It was still she was doing something inappropriate with a dinosaur.
You know what though? Like, we don't blame her, but like when it's a guy doing it to a dinosaur, it's like typical guy stuff.
Right, pervert.
But this is where we get
it's a girl. She's like, oh, she loves him. The guy, it's a pervert.
So we they actually tail the best friend, and this is where we sort of have like a weird standoff.
Yeah,
you know. But Tammy is waving her bra around as a sign of peace.
Right, because it's the only thing white she had.
Right. And then like the doctor shows up and is like, "That's my dinosaur.
Yeah, you can't shoot the dinosaur because it's my dinosaur.
Right?
I built it."
And then, but they're like, "Oh, is it? Can you control it?" Obviously, I think he can't from all the people he's killed so far.
Right.
But they're like,
but he's
"Yeah,
like, of course I do. I have this tranquilizer." And they're like, "How do you tranquilize a mechanical dinosaur?" And he's like, "Oh, because it's
new tech,
nanobites, and it's
new memory cells that can be put to sleep." Yeah. They're not buying it, but I just feel like as for a small town, I don't think they can handle the situation.
Right, yeah.
Because after shooting at it, it still has not done any damage. But as the doctor tries to go in, he gets clawed to death.
Yep.
Or no, he gets bit in the stomach, and then the guts get spat out at the hoe nurse.
Yeah.
And this is, I think, at this point, this is where they just end the movie. Not end the movie, but end Michael being in a dinosaur, right?
Oh, right. So it was actually a part that I questioned earlier in my head, and then it came like to fruition because they never show him put the brain in the dinosaur. They just show him with the brain in the big old bowl of Listerine. Bowl, yeah. And they're like poking it and stuff, and it's making the dinosaur do things.
Yeah.
So apparently, like, the brain was never in the dinosaur.
Oh, it was never in the dinosaur?
It was always at the
So wait, are you telling me that this doctor created Bluetooth before Bluetooth happened?
Yep.
Oh, man. Genius.
So from the lab, he was controlling us the entire time.
Oh, genius.
Yep.
I can't believe he would murder such a what's it called, a man before his time. Well, because it was really cool. Okay, so let's get to the end of the movie before we talk about the really cool things.
Right. Okay, so then they shoot the dinosaur a lot and kill it.
Yeah, they kill it, And then we get to, after that, you know, Tammy runs to it, starts stroking it. Is very sad because she thinks Michael has died. Again. And then we cut to a scene where she's driving her 1994 Toyota Celica. I remember that car. And like her parents are like, she shouldn't be so happy after all that's happened. But then like they're like, well, he shouldn't be up there like how he is. But you know, c'est la vie. And then we find out that like, well, she's talking to a camera.
Right.
At first is what we think, but she has a bottle of liquor. So I'm like, how long has it been? Or maybe they're just like, it's the 90s. At least she's drinking at home. I know a lot of kids whose parents were like that.
That was my parents.
Right?
I didn't drink much, but they were like, if you're going to drink,
just do it here.
Yeah. We get the Bartles and James wine coolers. That's for you guys.
Some wine
Just don't
coolers.
touch the hard stuff.
It's too early. Oh, no, but yeah, and then all of a sudden he's like, she pours it on something. We pan down and it's actually Michael's brain.
Right.
And then
because apparently that's how you get drunk, is just by pouring straight alcohol on your brain.
I guess. Who knows?
I haven't tried it, so it might work.
Just ask Hannibal Lecter the next time we see.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and so like she goes, she's like, oh, do you want a show? And he's like, hell yeah. And then like, yeah, and then we get like this really very PG-13 strip show, unfortunately.
It's not bad though.
I know, but we don't get boobs or we don't get backside, which is
true.
really disappointing.
Right.
But you know, she's like, oh, I heard there's like frozen bodies up at the ski stuff in Europe. I'm so cultured, guys. And she's gonna go check out these frozen bodies. So obviously right now there's another doctor out there who's able to perform a brain transplant on a body that's died.
Right.
Or maybe it's just a brain that's dead, you know. But
that's right, because if it's a frozen, then the bodies could still be alive. It just
needs a new brain.
Bloop, pop the new brain in.
They act like a brain is like a USB drive that can be stuck into any.
Right.
But then they, you know, and then after that, it sort of just the movie ends. You know, super goofy, very 90s type of movie.
Yeah.
Kobe, is there any notable parts that you want to talk about this?
So when they're pulling the brain out the original time, like they chop off the top of his skull with like the most industrial like Home Depot saw. Like it's certainly not sanitized. You know, it's not.
Well, they don't care about the body.
That's true.
Right.
But he makes jokes about like the different parts of the brain, and so he's like he's poking apart to make like the leg kick the bodybuilder bodyguard, and then he's like, but my favorite part is this, and he's like boop, and it gives him like an erection, and then he's like making it it dance under the sheet.
Oh, Kobe, what, you never done that in the morning?
That was hilarious, though.
Yeah, that's when what's it called? That's when you first learn that your prostate works. It's when you make it dance. Yeah, there's a lot of moments in here. I really the only thing that was pretty off-putting was I guess maybe I didn't notice it growing up in the 90s of just like how many like homosexual jokes there are.
Right.
Like
that was like one of those segments that was like at that point you were already like you couldn't really make fun of like black people unless you were black. Like the Wayne brothers could all make fun of themselves.
Yeah.
You know, but white people couldn't. But like
white people still can't make fun of.
But it was like gay and fat were like the two things that were pretty much just, it was like, feel free to just destroy them with your jokes. They have no feelings, so it's fine.
I know. I think like the one like I knew was like a joke that didn't age well was like when one of the deputies first sees like the son.
Yeah.
And he's like, be careful where you drop the soap. I was like, are you guys taking showers together? One of my favorite parts in here is like probably when Paul Walker is getting mauled. And you could definitely see the switch from Paul Walker to a stuntman. I was really hoping that when they went for the line attack, that it was just going to be a dummy, like a very obvious dummy. But then, they had enough money in the budget to hire a stuntman who's probably worked with this line forever.
Right.
But it was... Because it's just, you could tell, like, the build was much smaller. The hair was, like, all curly. Just a lot of the bait and switches are fun.
It was nighttime though. You couldn't tell.
Oh. And then like when they're cutting into Paul Walker's like head, a good chunk of it was real until like we get to the full cut, and when they pull the head off, the obvious W. But when they staple it back in, it's back to Paul Walker.
Yes. Yep.
The only thing that disappointed me is that there's a very lack of look who's talking type of narration. I really wish Paul Walker was narrating.
Like you could hear his thoughts?
Yeah. Because, I mean, you're in his brain, so why not?
Yeah.
Or do you think it was taking away from... It would take away from Denise Richards?
You know what? I think at that point, since this is really like one of his either first or early acting bits, I think that they probably weren't up for giving him that responsibility yet. Where if he was already Fast and Furious Paul Walker, they would have been like, yes, you should narrate this, and then we'll add that in. But I think at that point they were just kind of like, it wasn't in the script, so let's not ad-lib this.
Maybe it was gonna add to the production costs. Just because then you have to like have him come in afterwards, after all the editing, to do all of it. But I don't know. I think there was a lot of jokes that could have been put in there. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
Another nice part was just the practical effects for all the kills. I mean, some of them were a little bit more obvious, like when he goes to bite the guy who was peeing on him.
Right.
Because then, he didn't bite. He, slashed him.
Right. Give him a go toe slashing.
Right. But on the initial slash, you don't see anything. And then when it pans back to him, he's just holding guts in front of him and drops them.
Yeah.
But then, you could see, the inside of his shirt. It's just that he was wearing, a black...
Right. Yep, his shirt's still there. Yeah.
And surprisingly, man, Denise Richards is... really good. I liked her in this just because it's really easy for an actor or an actress to sort of half-ass this type of project.
Right. Right. Especially if you're doing it against a green screen or if you're doing it against something like this, especially a silly movie with a low budget.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
But I guess I'm going to attribute it to her. It's maybe one of her... either her first major leading role or just one of her first roles in general, where she's like, well, this is going to be on my demo, so I really got to sell it.
Right.
But I'm really glad she did. I think what's it called? Her outfits are super cute, but it's Denise Richards in them, so
right.
Is there any other parts that you wanted to talk about?
There's just a bunch of little silly parts.
What's your what are your favorites?
Like when he makes he makes a phone call on a payphone, and then after he hangs up, he checks the coin slot to see if the coin drops.
That's odd, but it's such a what really sucks is that it's a very aged joke.
Right.
Because if kids see that, if you're born after 96 or 95, yeah, you're not gonna get why he's checking.
Yeah.
If there's change.
Yeah.
But then again, where was he gonna put it? Yeah, probably one of the best parts of the film is just how they make so much use of the T-Rex arms.
Right. They even make a joke about it. They're like, let's test his strength. And the the bodybuilder works really hard to lift this dumbbell, and then the dinosaur with his little T-Rex arms just grabs it from him and throws it.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, they're really subverting the the old time joke of a T-Rex having useless arms.
Oh, right. Maybe that's a stereotype that they wanted to, crush.
Are you saying that there's someone in the writing staff or the production staff that was just so hurt by all these T-Rex small arm jokes?
Yep.
There's like there's a support group for T-Rex arms.
Right. Some anthropologist that was like, I just watched Jurassic Park and those bastards. How dare they mock the T-Rex arm?
I don't remember the T-Rex arm being a thing in Jurassic Park. Is there like a scene where like they just made its arm so useless? Was it doing pull-ups? Oh man, yeah. This what was your first thoughts of the film when you first suggested it? Like, have you seen it? Like, obviously you say you haven't seen it before.
I had not seen it before.
Did you check out the trailer?
So I checked out the trailer, and it was like, yes, this is. I don't know where we're gonna do a podcast about this, but we have to do a podcast about this. So I guess it was a couple weeks ago that I saw it. And it was, like I said, it was a buddy who suggested it, and I was like, yeah, I gotta find this. And then like I said, I finally found it on Shudder, popped on my 30-day free trial, watched it, and then I was like, yeah, I'm not sure where this is going, but we have to do a podcast about this because this movie, the world needs to know about this movie.
Oh yeah, when you sent me the movie and I checked out the trailer, I was just like, this is the most 90s type of movie that you could send me right now. I just think the 90s like bred so much ground for just either like very original type of movies or just like studios were taking chances on like these off the wall type of scripts.
Right.
Like, can you imagine?
I feel it's like a horny 14-year-old had bought Jurassic Park on VHS, watched it like 12 times in a row, and was like, I could write a movie.
Oh, I mean, it's definitely just like how we talked about writing Arachnaclown.
Right. So, like, I do actually have some fun facts about that. Like, so the director, he got called by one of his friends, and he was like, hey, I have in Mexico, I have a animatronic dinosaur and I am delivering it to Texas in the next month to 6 weeks, because they're going to put it in one of their like theme parks.
Oh, see. Okay.
He's like, so for like the next 6 weeks, we have it available if you want to make a movie with it. So the director was like, give me 7 days to write a script. And then the rest of it was filmed in the next like 4 weeks.
You know what? That director, he sounds like a doer.
Yeah.
All right.
And then it's PG-13 because I guess originally it was filmed as a horror movie. Mm-hmm. And then when he started showing the like pre-production final to the guy who was like, use my dinosaur. Mm-hmm. He was like, no, this wasn't supposed to be a horror movie. This was supposed to be like a Disney fun dinosaur movie. And so he was like, okay, well, let me see what I can cut to make this not R anymore.
Oh, okay, so that makes sense.
It almost made it sillier because then you try to make it like a fun movie, even though it's still dinosaur killing people.
Okay, see, that makes a good chunk of sense just because there's like parts in the movie where like, this is ultra violent.
Right.
And like the party scene where he's just like, oh, okay, so that makes sense. I mean, honestly, like, why is the guy who's renting it out, like, why was he so bent out of shape of like what kind of movie you're doing with this animatronic dinosaur?
Right, and apparently they just had never talked about it. He was just like, you should use my dinosaur. And so the director was like, well, obviously, dinosaur, horror movie.
I guess that's the obvious choice.
And because it was like only a week-long script, right?
Yeah.
Like, every time like every day when he came to work, he was like, okay, here's the scenes for today. But if you guys want to ad-lib anything, or if you guys have any better ideas, just let me know, because we could do those.
That sounds like my kind of set, like let's just free ball these scenes to make sense.
We've got a rough draft of where this story should be going.
I mean, okay, so maybe the animatronics guy was really hoping for a Harry and the Hendersons type of movie,
Right. That's kind of what was getting from it. But apparently there was also just a whole lot of like, let's smoke some weed and figure out what dinosaurs do. And then he was smart enough to know, because I guess originally they wanted to make it a real dinosaur, but he was just like, there's no way we could play this off as a real dinosaur with the budget we have. So we'll make it mechanical, and then we'll put a human brain into it.
Right. Well, I think the human brain part came later. I think one of the first scenes, is because it's the biggest scene, was probably the party scene.
Yeah.
That was like probably one of their biggest scenes, and it's probably the one they shot first.
I could totally see that.
Because, yeah, that one was pretty violent. But then again, like, I really don't know where they would splice things in, just because he does help Denise Richards' best friend get up with those comical T-Rex arms. Kind of, it was just, it's such a goofy movie that you really can't help it.
Oh, right. Oh,
but just laugh at this movie the whole time.
It is super fun.
Yeah, and
it's pretty well paced. I mean, like, it's not a very long movie, but I mean, there's not any boring parts. I mean, it flows pretty well for being what it is.
Especially for a movie like a script that was made in a week and probably the day of. I don't know any other studios today that would like, let's greenlight this.
Right. Yeah. Nowadays it's like, you should do that on your own, and then throw it up on YouTube, and hopefully you get enough viewers that you get some of that money back.
Well, hey, there's a lot of people that do start that way, and like, oh, we didn't know this was gonna get that big. Just like, what's it called? One of the YouTube series, Video Game High School. And then it got picked up by Netflix.
Yep.
So if you're like a movie maker out there that has enough friends to do a movie,
right,
do it. Because I just want you to remember that there's a movie about Denise Richards loving a dinosaur. And Paul Walker's brain playing a dinosaur out there. It's out there. I think, like, especially, like the ultimate like role model for independent filmmakers is probably Kevin Smith.
Right.
Clerks, it was just shot on like what, $20,000.
It was all
less.
Like credit cards and stuff. Yeah, he made a joke about that he was working at a video shop, and there was like the little pamphlets for like sign up for a credit card. So he just started signing up for credit cards.
Which we don't recommend, guys.
And then like they would call the video store to confirm that he was, employed there, and he would just pretend like he was the owner, and he was like, "Oh yeah, he's the manager. He makes $100,000 a year working here." And they're like, "Oh, okay, good credit line, then." Yeah,
yeah. Or like even like the Paranormal Activity guys.
Oh, right.
$13,000. All you need is an idea, the dedication to do it. And, and sometimes an opportunity falls on your lap, like an animatronic dinosaur.
Right.
What kind of movie do you think we could make if someone just called us and is just like, hey, I have a dinosaur if you guys want to use it for your movie?
Well, you got enough people that we know that we could.
Mainly you. I have, all my friends are too busy. Oh, man.
I'm furloughed for the next at this point, 75 days. Let's make a movie.
Oh, Kobe. So before we get any further on just like chit-chatting about this movie, we're going to go to our reviews. If this is the first time you guys are joining us, we do our reviews by stream it, DVD it, Blu-ray it, and Ultimate Collection.
Yep.
So it's very rare that we give anything Ultimate Collections, because the movies that we do most of the time don't get sequels. But yeah, Gobi, where are you at this film?
Okay, so now that I've seen this, and I now have watched it 3 times, I would definitely Blu-ray this, and because, like I said, that this was like a chopped PG-13. And apparently on the Blu-ray they have what they call the gore version.
Oh,
so then you have it's double feature. You have both versions of the movie. So I would love to pick up the DVD
or the Blu-ray.
The Blu-ray just to
is it
check
because
out the other.
Does it have like the extra gore stuff from the horror part?
Yep.
Oh, that would be really cool to see. I actually really like this movie, especially the movie art for it. It's just they don't do like these hand-drawn movie posters anymore.
Oh, right. Even like the movie posters are very,
I mean,
late 80s, early 90s kind of.
And I mean, like it's just so much easier to do things on Photoshop nowadays. So like when I start to see older movies with like these really awesome movie art posters, it kind of makes me like the movie even more, even if it's just a goofy premise like this.
Right.
Yeah, I would probably God, I probably would get this Blu-ray too, just because it's borderline very Disney. Where like if it didn't have the gore parts, it would just be like this adorable. Well, I don't know about adorable, but it would just be a very Disney premise.
Yeah,
Disney Channel.
Right. I like animate this.
Yeah,
and 100% Disney. Because then you could instead of the dinosaur like biting people in half, he could be tormenting them somehow. Like,
oh no, he would know what's it called, karate. Oh, man, I'm really trying to find a way to combine karate and T-Rex. I just can't find it. T-Rex. I can't do it.
Yeah,
but yeah, he would just be like doing like little karate kicks and little Tyrannosaurus chops.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think this movie, for what it is, it's super fun. I would like to see, like the Blu-ray gore version, just because it's a shame that a lot of the movies end up on the cutting room floor because just for runtime and all that stuff. So I would like to see what else was supposed to be in this movie.
Right. I'm even new movies. You got a lot of the DC comic movies come out and people don't like them, and then they're like, oh, you got to wait 6 months till the ultimate director's cut whatever comes out, and then you're like, you watch and you're like, oh, that explains everything.
This is so much better.
Right.
We'll never get the Snyder cut, Kobe, if that's what you're. Yeah.
That's where I was leading to.
Well, okay, so I think for DC, but though a little tangent over here, there's just I think they just picked the wrong director to helm the entire universe. If Snyder was just like their visual director for the entire universe, awesome. He's so good at visuals.
Right.
But as far as seeing it as a whole photo or a whole picture, no. But he's not in it, so we don't really have to talk about that guy anymore. But I do want to see the Snyder cut. Everyone that's seen it, this very small pool of people has said that it is amazing.
Yeah.
But do you think? I don't know if we're ever good. But do you ever think we'll get a sequel to this? There is no sequel to this movie.
Probably not.
Do you think they could remake this movie?
They could they don't need Paul Walker because they've got his brain. They could put his brain into somebody else's body, right? And then whatever actor that is, put it in his brother.
Oh,
right.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Man, after I saw that whole, I guess I get it why it moved people when they had that little Paul Walker CG deep fake thing. It was just really unnerving to me. They could have just showed him maybe from the smile down, his brother's smile, and then as they drove away, that was. But yeah,
right.
You know what? I feel like if they did do a sequel of this, it would be cool if it was a gorilla. Tammy's daughter, Tammy and Michael's daughter.
Okay.
Jenny and the gorilla. Yeah,
because you couldn't really do the T-Rex again because he's all shot up and
yeah. But you could do a gorilla. You could put a human brain in a gorilla, like a real gorilla too. Oh, but then I guess it would just be King Kong, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess in the if they did it, they could have a doctor clone a T-Rex and then put the brain into like a living T-Rex, and then you could compare the difference between it.
Or like, what about like a mammoth? Jenny and the mammoth. I'm just looking for like extinct things to put brains into. Oh man. Oh. This movie was just a ton of fun. It's a movie you could show your friends on like random game nights if you just need background noise.
Right, yeah, because you do not have to spend a lot of attention to it.
Yeah, and definitely you're going to have one friend say, "Is that Denise Richards?"
Right.
Oh my God, is that Paul Walker?
Is that Pedro delivering a pizza from Napoleon Dynamite?
Dude, that is so crazy. When I saw Pedro from Napoleon Dynamite, I was like, that can't be him. Because in Napoleon Dynamite, he looks so young.
Right.
And then in this one, he looks even younger. He looks the age that he was supposed to be in Napoleon Dynamite. That's what I definitely believe. And, he's probably one of the only minorities that ever made it out of a horror film. In the early 90s.
Right. Okay. Because he didn't die.
He didn't die. He wasn't the first death either. See? So Pedro for Napoleon Dynamite out there breaking stereotypes that you guys didn't even realize.
Yep.
Okay, we're getting to our hour. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. We will continue next week's episode with the last movie for animatronics, dolls, and puppets and dinosaurs month. Who knows what it'll be for next week. But I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you guys have any suggestions, or if you guys want to throw us a review on Apple, on any of the podcasting sites that you guys listen to, please do so. If you guys have any suggestions of any months that you want us to do, any themes, our email and our Twitter are down below, so please go ahead and just direct message us or shoot us an email and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, if you're a small publisher, like a small movie publisher, and you want to send us a copy of your movie to review,
that's even awesome. If one of you already has an Arachnaclown movie and you need a sample audience, please let us know. Any asylum writers out there, go ahead and shoot us those movie ideas. Because, yeah. But yeah, this is it for today's show. I'm Barry.
This is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. If you guys want to check out who does our theme music, it is Lee Rosevere. It's called Arcade Montage, and her Bandcamp is down below.
Thank you.